Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are taking a look at Season 2 of Game of Thrones. This is Episode 7, The Red Sowing. Wonder what we're in for tonight. I'm sure it'll be very calm. Won't be any violence. No backstabbing. Everybody will be very upfront and honest with everyone, so I'm sure it's going to be great.
I'm pretty sure they're all just going to sit at a table and openly discuss everything that's going wrong, and I'm ready, willing, and able to see that happen.
I think these two guys are watching a different show than I'm watching, but I'm excited to get into it. There's going to be lots of blood, lots of backstabbing, and everything in between. Let's go.
Let's go!
Oh, look at this. We got a standoff.
Oh.
Come on. Following him like a puppy.
He has a sticker on there that said, "Who rescued who?"
Well, we got our answers.
I thought he'd have a sticker that said,
What do you want? To learn the ways of dragon riders and to serve my queen.
oh, bend the knee.
Your grace.
And he's on your side.
Yep.
Now just take a deep breath.
She's like, okay.
Tell him who your real father is.
She's like, okay, I don't have to get into a battle today.
Yeah. It's going to say, new dragon rider, please be patient on the back of the dragon.
This dragon came to me. I have sweated blood in service of House Velaryon. I may appear lowborn, but I know much and more of service. And if the gods call me to greater things, who am I to refuse them?
This guy nailed it.
I mean, I get it. She's thinking he might be saying all the right things.
We're not the sort of family to keep annals, your grace.
What is your name?
Adam. Of Hull.
Oh, I wonder if she knows.
Do you think you can get him to Dragonstone?
I can try.
If he wants to.
Right now, it's a lot of give and take. I just take what he gives.
We are cast aside or hated.
Oh, there's the cut.
Will be easily hidden.
Nothing is clean here.
Ooh.
Oh.
Even the queen's chambers have rats.
Well, they eliminated all the rat catchers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
To the Kingswood, I think.
Then I'll have the stewards prepare a retinue.
No retinue.
Then your handmaidens.
No
Was
handmaidens.
he in?
Undercover, she wants to go.
Just you.
Was he in the 300? What?
I've only seen it once, a long time ago. I mean, great movie, but only once.
Aemond Targaryen.
Oh, but this is your whisper.
Boy.
Lord Jasper, not mine. But if you consider it valuable, perhaps you could deliver it and find favor with Aemond yourself.
I just heard him say death.
She is wanted for a dragon all her life. Indeed, but she tried already. She was 4 and 10. The beast sea smoke very nearly devoured her. Who else? Yes, it was a shallow pool. Where did you hear it? My squire.
Squire.
He heard it from a stable hand.
Oh,
He
boy.
heard it from his father, a fisherman.
The fish was this big. Now it's this big.
You are, of course, welcome to bring this news to the Prince Regent, but perhaps this is one of those whispers best left to the wind.
That's your guy.
He's going to bring it himself and take all the glory.
Well, he wants to be sure it's accurate.
Well,
He heard it like seventh hand.
I think he wants to be the one to tell him because he's sketchy like that. No, remember, Aemond says he doesn't have any need for whispers.
Yep.
That was Aegon's thing. Aemond says he doesn't like it. Well, it might be a different story when he gets it from Lord Larys. Oh, boy, here we go.
This is gonna be epic.
We know nothing about this man, save that he is low-born. What say you, Lord Hand?
We will await the Queen's accounting before passing judgment.
Well,
How could he steal a dragon? The thing would eat him if it
I
didn't
know
want to go.
that's my favorite part.
Seasmoke chose him. He surely has Targaryen blood in him somewhere. The dragon must sense it. There will be others. We will find riders for Vermithor and Silverwind.
You trust this man?
What choice do I have? He has a dragon. The question is where to look. Targaryen blood was perhaps too thin in Sir Stephen Darklyn. I can find others with a more direct line of breeding.
Did she just figure it out?
But you are better served looking under the sheets and in the wood piles.
Yeah, a lot of the children might not be documented.
In the highborn houses, there is an ancient fealty. There is honor.
Your royal half-brothers, Aegon and Aemond, whose blood is pure, who wage war against you for your throne. Are they bound by honor? A common shipwright vows to serve you while your brothers seek to destroy you. The order of things has changed, your grace. Why not embrace it?
Blood is not thicker than water.
Well then, let us raise an army of bastards.
Well,
It's like, wow, nice place.
oh,
Here we go.
Come on.
That's what we've been waiting for.
My lord. My lord. How you have come up in the world. Well done.
That's it? That's all we're going to get?
Brief interaction. Well, dude's got some new digs. That's, a little bit of an upgrade from where he was previously staying.
Not lowbrow no more.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Is this where we finally see him just fall apart?
Lord Tully has answered your summons and brought the River Lords, my king.
My condolences on the passing of your grandson. But the Crown congratulates you on your ascension to the head of your house and Lord Paramount in the Riverlands. Truly glorious. Well done.
I did nothing.
I shall have my great host. You have a decision to make. I presume it is clear to you which is the right one.
You will forgive me, your grace. I am green in this sort of matter, as you so kindly point out, but it does seem to me that you've made rather a mess. We recognize the authority of the named heir, Queen Rhaenyra, and your own, as her king consort.
Good. Good. Then we shall go to face your vassals, and you will call your banners to war.
That might be difficult, my king.
Well.
Just the way he turns.
Your grace, my lord. The River Lords await. I fear we cannot delay them any longer.
Boy, I like Tully. He's full of surprises.
That's pretty well spoken for a
That's what
young
I'm
man.
saying, yeah. It's like he's a lot more intelligent than I think Daemon thought.
Yeah, then he was gonna give him credit
He thought he would just roll him and get him to do whatever he wanted.
Why should we now follow a boy younger than my own sons, when you will align with one who will desecrate the innocent to reach his aims?
And I now deliver to you the traitor, Amos Bracken, and his son.
No more traitor to his land than you, Willem Blackwood.
I take to heart your words, Lord Piper. I agree. I am young.
He's going to have a moment here.
Is he going to sword him?
And I have no love for Daemon Targaryen. He has dishonored himself and the crown with his comportment here.
Comportment?
Nevertheless,
he just smiles.
My best course is to defer to the oath my grandsire swore to King Viserys when he named Rhaenyra his heir. I see no reason to cast aside loyalty, no matter how loathsome I may find her representative, the prince.
King. Mind your tongue, boy.
Was Oscar going to step up to him?
Oh, I think
I am liking this guy.
Yeah. Will you have our army or not? I am in the... And the word of my house stands, even if certain people are unworthy of it.
Jeez, he just keeps going back to it.
Him.
Laying it on thick.
We unite before our liege lord and our king consort.
I accept you as my vassal, Willem Blackwood. But I am Lord Paramount of all river houses, and there is only one answer for the crimes you visited upon your neighbors.
Whoa, what?
Our young lord speaks truly.
Seize him.
Do this. Your grace, command them. I've only served you.
Oh.
Command them.
If His Grace wishes to show contrition for his acts, and to prove himself deserving of our banners, he must now rectify his grievous error, denounce your crimes, and dispense justice.
Oh, you're not gonna lose any sleep over it, dude. Come on. Dude, this young guy's savage.
I'm liking Oscar.
Nice.
No. It is your Grace. I'm being faithful.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
Oscar equals GOAT. Hey!
You don't say.
Jesus, answer what kind of foreshadowing whiz? I was gonna say, what kind of witch are you, answer?
Oh,
Look, he's back.
Goes back into his dreams. Well, nightmares.
What is this? I never wanted it. I was right not to. All that pain it caused. It crushes whoever wears it. You always wanted it, Daemon. Do you want it still?
Everything he's always wanted to hear.
Yep.
They got him up and moving?
I can't. You must try, Grace.
Okay, it was that.
You really oughtn't to be doing that alone, Grand Maester.
Oughtn't? Oh, look at that ear.
God. Oh, look at it going through his clothes.
Your progress is impressive. But I'm afraid you must work harder. Your strength will return. There are adjustments to the gate and so forth that you will learn now that you are as you are.
Oh, look at the brace they have on his leg, too.
He needs rest. He should be abed. I push him on your instruction.
I'll have the sentry give you more warning. Let him try again in a few hours.
He is spent.
It will be long before he may rest again.
Jeez. That's interesting.
Alan.
Have you seen your brother?
My lord.
I wonder if he wonders if the brother can ride a dragon.
Yeah.
The Queen has found a new rider for one of her dragons.
I've heard tell of it.
The rider is your brother.
Boom.
She now makes the call for others. Our people are of old Valyria. We are no dragon lords. I confess I knew little of your mother's heritage. If it is something in the blood.
My brother was ever restless, yearning for some sign of his worth.
That is true.
I am of Sultan's Sea. I yearn for nothing else.
Yeah, but...
Well,
then get back to work then. But yeah, but maybe one of the other dragons sense it in you though too. You don't know.
Or he could get eaten.
Tis true. High risk, high reward.
Very, very high risk.
Very, very high reward, I must add.
Being a dragon rider is true.
Boy, that's all we got is like 2 to 4 guards. I mean, it seems a little light.
Not the friendliest, is she?
Mm-mm.
Oh, look at those gates.
Yep, wild dragon.
Is she gonna try taking another dragon or what?
Maybe.
Is that really the safest idea right now? For her to...
Oh
boy. Oh, he's out with her.
I will retire now, Sir Collett.
When does your grace mean to return to the city?
I'm not yet certain I do. Good night.
Jeez, that's a little bit of a shift in living situations.
Well, she didn't enjoy her last time she was in town.
The lowborn claiming dragons. Was it her idea? Lady Massaria?
You were enthusiastic enough when Sir Stephen made his claim.
He was the Lord Commander of your Queen's Guard, heir to the Dunfall. These people are courageous. Mongrels.
Oh, easy.
Wow.
Come on, whatever helps you win, man.
With these riders, we can end a needless war. I may take my rightful place on my father's throne.
And when you die?
You are my heir.
Did you think I would have dark hair?
Here we go.
He knows the truth.
Yet I may argue my legitimacy to succeed you because I have a dragon. And now you say you'll strip that from me too.
I mislike all of this.
Then don't pursue it.
But I cannot gainsay that which the gods have laid before me.
Kind of spoiled if you're asking me. Like, you know, he doesn't want anybody else to be able to ride dragons because that's our thing. Look, I'm so turned off by talk about lowborn and mongrels just because they weren't born into a royal family and blood that, like,
For the Queen.
Her.
Yep.
Her little insider there with the small folk. What are they plotting now?
You won't believe this.
The red sewing?
Word is, Rhaenyra is recruiting small folk to go to Dragonstone.
Oh, fuck that.
Harlem.
You've been taken in, lads.
No. The Queen's own handmaid is here, spreading the word.
Well, that's a shame, because I'd have been first in line if it wasn't for my injury. Because my leg hasn't been the same since.
You can't mean that you've been drinking at the expense of all these good people for a fiction.
No spark, no tinder.
They won't be happy.
But very unhappy.
Oh, boy.
Come on, Ulf, the time has come.
Come on.
Can I see a little glimmer?
Where is it?
There's the Ulf I know.
Yes. Yes, there it is.
Come on, Ulf.
Was he just bullshitting everybody, though? That's the vibe I'm
The
getting.
thing is, like, he might have been BSing, but I do think with him too, he's not sure if it's true or not. It might have been one of his parents just feeding him stories though too.
Or they said he's been drinking for free.
Yep.
I have to, Cat.
Or that too.
We'll go to my brother in Tumbleton. They'll have food. You'll find work.
I can't ignore this.
Oh, is he one as
I
well?
never knew my father.
I told you he was too important. They gave this guy way too much screen time.
But I did know my mother. I hid it from you. And I'm sorry for that.
It's this guy.
She worked.
He looks like a dragon rider.
Wow, they've given this guy way too much attention the last few episodes.
Yeah.
Because of who she was. And because rich men paid more for a woman with silver hair. She used to tell me I was no different to her brother's boys, Jacaerys and Daemon. I was ashamed of her.
Oh.
I tried to make my way with my own hands. I could not protect you. I could not keep our girl alive. And now, we would never want again.
I mean, who doesn't want this guy to win?
I have to do something.
Oh, come on.
How can you not pull for him?
Oh, there he is.
This guy is like right out of central casting to be a dragon rider. I mean, come on.
He's clearly the guy. Yeah. Like I said, for a random small, and we started picking up on that the last few episodes.
But I mean, you had Adam, you had him, and this guy, I think he's just a shyster, been drinking for free.
Well, there's Vermithor and there's Silverwing. So we got two more dragons. So.
Just having a dip.
You never know with. I don't know if she was doing the just keep walking or what she was doing. Oh, pretty far out there.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, look at all these hopefuls coming in to try and be a dragon slayer.
Dragon Rider.
Dragon Rider.
Can we just note that those are all the Targaryen potential, like,
Kesir bukilaksirisa.
Skurion judra.
Daldrizot andaligita. Betetiri rudax. Sirtoli jikilu.
Velazma Stefan Darklin Zeldrizo Annugaristas.
Corras maestas. Ziris aldriza exio istosaor. Sesir bonidaor.
I don't know.
Ao ponte aolo vileda. Saldrizesi voskizisi. Uepo valirio setenon tolijor keso vihot montasmo isi. Polarot intriti sitnin kiapot mentani sosi daor. Il voletir vaquejot rakilos daor.
Oh, all the folks who keep things in line are walking out.
Oh boy. I mean, I understand their thing, but like you just had Sea Smoke escape and pick his own rider, or Sea Smoke's own rider. So I don't know. I because of the upper class.
I used to think I knew what it was to claim a dragon. But I understand now that what I thought I knew is ash in the wind.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude.
Perhaps it is blood. Or worth. Or perhaps it's something else.
Right there. There's one of our guys.
Some of you may welcome the prospect of change. Privation. Starvation. War. This is our purpose. To end those.
There's our other dark horse in the race.
And peace will be restored. Suffering will be ended. And without bloodshed.
Look at how young some of the people are. Holy mackerel.
God, are we gonna get the montage of the people getting just grilled?
May the gods bless you.
Only one of you are gonna make it.
Well, two of you.
Oh, maybe they're wondering if the dragon's gonna
choose. Yeah, it could be.
I mean that's what happened for Adam.
Yeah,
Wow, I wonder. This kind of rewrites the whole idea of them being dragon riders versus the dragon choosing who the dragon gets to pick.
Yeah.
Naijot maziz vermitos.
Okay, how many of them are just gonna bail?
This is like
he comes out.
This is like Bachelor for dragons. Like, will you accept this rose? Not if it wasn't eerie enough. The subtitles, heavy footsteps. Like, oh,
a dragon's bigger than you thought.
Holy shit!
Oh wow!
Gohairas.
Oh, the sound design.
Oh. Oh, jeez.
This is so unreal.
Oh.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. He's gonna step forward, isn't he?
What a shot!
What?
Who among you would be first?
Is Ulf gonna do it?
Oh, this dude's getting roasted.
Gotta have confidence. The dragon's gonna just pick out of the whole bunch. It doesn't matter who came forward. It's giving Hugh the look.
Did you guys not watch how she did it? Nice and calm, like you said, with confidence.
It's got to be Hugh that steps up, right?
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, there went Ulf.
Was that Ulf?
I think so.
No.
Well, there's
Hugh's bailing too. Oh.
No,
Oh, what a misdirection. So our guy
they
bailed
swerved
too.
us. Who's down there? It's gonna be Ulf down here.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
ooh, having some lunch. Oh. Whoa. Well, that's not a bad idea. Get your clothes wet. Might help for 1/10 of a second.
At those temperatures, it melted steel onto these dudes.
Oh! Wanted its lunch warmed up, I guess.
What kind of swerve are we gonna get here? I'm not expecting the obvious.
Okay, just
easy, big fella.
easy. Oh, she's Donzo.
Here I am.
There you go. He's showing bravery.
Nice and calm.
Yep.
Come on. Come on. Put the hand out. Come on.
Holy
Put the hand
shit,
up.
it was him.
Are they gonna swerve us?
No, it's him.
I mean, I know I was expecting it to be him, but I'm just nervous of a swerve.
Put the hand up. Pet its nose, right?
If it was gonna take him out, it would have done it already. Here we go.
Hell yes.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I knew it. I knew it.
I know. I'm not
We're
waiting
not sold
until.
yet.
Look at that shot right there. Tell me that's not our guy.
Yeah, there we go.
Too early to celebrate.
No, it's good. He's got the hand. That's
Acknowledge him. Oh, that's our guy. See, it was like with Adam, it was different because the dragon was just like right there, and then they had the cutaway.
Uh-oh. What's gonna become of Ulf?
He's running through the caves.
Is he gonna
find
run into-
Silverwing?
He's gonna find somebody.
He's gonna find Silverwing.
And it's either gonna go very good for him or end drastically, I think. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, there's got that bad wheel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's Silverwing.
Just looks like rocks to him, but obviously. What is that?
Is that an egg? Tell me he didn't crush an egg.
Oh no.
God, he just crushed dragon eggs. Crushed one at least.
Did he, or did he just step in the nest?
Well, it looked like there was kind of like the sticky stuff. That's from the egg.
Oh, this is not.
It's him as well?
Then help us out in the comments. What was that he stepped in then? Was it just.
He definitely stepped on an egg.
Maybe he just stepped in the nest but didn't hit the egg. Because they showed an egg, clearly. Or are they swerving us?
Swerving us.
Oh. Talk about being on the edge of your seat for like 5 minutes.
Oh my god, that was great.
However, in happier tidings, Prince Darren's dragon Toussaint has at last taken to wing. Your brother expects to join the fight soon.
Something on the horizon. Dragon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Hightower host will be unstoppable.
Is this the wild dragon?
Dragon.
Is this the wild one? Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering.
That one have a name? I'm sorry if there was and I missed it.
Unless our guy rode Vermithor back to get his lady. Oh, no, no. There's a rider on it.
That's Silverwing. It's our dude on Silverwing. Oh, he lived! He's like a bull rider.
Oh no, is he gonna get it taken out? They've got the scorpions out.
I did not expect it actually to work out for this guy.
Me neither.
But why is he here?
Yeah, what is he doing?
Why did Silverwing come here?
Oh, wait.
Oh no, is this where we lose another one of the dragons?
Might be.
Yeah, because now he's on Vagar. Shit. We're gonna lose Silverwing.
Or is he gonna pledge his allegiance to Aemond? I don't know what's going on here at this point.
What's that cross, Baker? Kill that!
Oh, he's turning him around. He knows that dragon's not one of his.
Oh.
Oh, what a shot.
That's why he turned around.
That's why. And that's why Silverwing was there. They were all coming together as a show of force.
Holy shit.
What a
You can go ahead and end the episode right now. Because that's everything.
What a shot.
What an episode. This one gave us everything. And I don't know if I've said that before, but this one delivered. I mean, okay, first off, our new Dragon Riders. We got Adam, Hugh, and Ulf. And I'm really kind of bummed that there's only the one episode left because, look, I know this is a very serious show. I get that, but maybe they can work in some levity between, Adam, Hugh, and Ulf. Like, I just feel like he's going to be like kind of the prankster kind of between those two who are both very serious. I mean, Hugh
he keeps messing up.
Yeah, the way that Adam got his dragon, he was essentially chosen, but really didn't show any fear when Sea Smoke, came to him and had him pinned against the wall. He kind of had to look like, well, this is my time, and seemed to almost accept it. And we saw with Hugh, just showing an absolute huge amount of courage, pushing the one woman out of the way, and then standing up to the dragon, being like, all right, well, here I am. If this is it, let's dance, sort of thing. That was really cool. And then Ulf, the way he finds it, steps into a nest, which I swear I thought at first he crushed an egg, but then I thought, no, maybe that was just the shell kind of around the nest or whatever. Hey, look, it couldn't have been an egg, because if it was, Silverwing would have dispatched him pretty quickly, I would think.
I'm still just wondering what it was.
He essentially just falls back and he's like, well, if this is it, then here we go. And for a minute there, I thought he passed out. I thought that's what they were showing, but he didn't. He was just waiting for it to happen. So now we have 3 new Dragon Riders, and I think these characters are going to be awesome. Going forward into the next season, I think they're going to be a lot of fun. They kind of give us something a little bit different, because like Adam and Hugh and Ulf, like so far, I mean, aside from Ulf kind of having fun in the tavern, they don't seem to be like slimy or backstabbery at all. Like they seem to be like 3 pretty stand-up guys that we have here, and in a show where everybody seems to have some kind of baggage. So it's almost like a breath of fresh air. You're like, all right, some decent guys I can cheer for. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it. And then that final shot of Rhaenyra coming out as just like in all her badassery with 3 dragons in this shot. So many epic shots in this episode. That shot, obviously, in the end, which pretty much tells Aemond, hey, look, it's over, man. You don't have any chance against me or these dragons. And then the shot of her and Adam on the beach with the 2 dragons, how they kind of had that from far away and then they came in. That was just another epic shot. So again, that was the big exciting stuff for me. We had up until the stuff with the dragons, Oscar was my MVP of this episode. How he was so underestimated by Daemon, and then when the time came, just pulled this character out of nowhere and just stepped up and laid everything out there and almost kind of put Daemon in his place a little bit in front of everybody, but then acknowledged that William Blackwood basically had to go for what he did, even though he did it in service of Daemon. And I thought maybe at first the way it was shot, he just took an arm off, but I'm pretty sure that he ended William Blackwood, and that's the end of him. But gosh, just so much happened in this episode. We had the interaction with Jace and Rhaenyra kind of being like, I can't believe you're going through with this plan. She's like, what other options do I have? I mean, he obviously doesn't think just anybody off the street should be able to be a dragon rider, but Rhaenyra obviously doesn't have a chance. And the last thing I want to end on is Rhaenyra's speech to everybody who all came to try to be dragon riders. I thought that was really awesome, and probably as much of a pre-game speech that we're going to get on this show. I thought she did an amazing job there, invoking some level of pride and enthusiasm and courage in the small folk, as they call them, who are going to potentially be dragon riders. And Answer, you hit on it, but I don't want to steal too much of your thunder. I was surprised by how many young children they showed there in that scene. So that was incredible. But all in all, I'm going to kick it off to these guys. What an amazing episode. Easily my favorite one of the season so far.
Yeah, Archie Barnes, known in this episode as Oscar equals GOAT. I mean, that was just amazing, because like it just seemed like he had been underestimated his whole life, and like it seemed like he was even playing Daemon right there at the beginning when they were just conversing, and he's like, yeah, I guess I'll do that, and then he just flipped that switch in front of everybody, and then got Daemon to take out, the guy for what he did. Well, because he's like, you did what you had to do, but you enjoyed it too much and you were too much of a savage, and so he had to be gone. And then, the whole episode too, when they sent word about trying to get more of these dragon riders, like, remember we had Ulf, and we like you touched on it with a lot of screen time for Hugh, also with Ulf, like he had all these stories and he was drinking. And like what I liked is how he played off. Was like, oh, now's your chance. He's like, yeah, but I don't know. Well, first he was like, oh, my leg or something like that.
You know what that was? That was like the guy who used to play quarterback back in high school, and you're playing football during Thanksgiving.
I just don't know.
Come on, you said you were the best. You could throw the ball 100 yards.
I don't know. Since I had that weird rotator cuff injury, I don't know if I can do it anymore. If I can huck it 60 on a dime. But part of it to me was like, how sure was he of him having the bloodline? Because was he told those stories, or how much did he know it? Because like at the same time, like, yes, I am that, but then if you go there and the dragon's like, sorry pal, you're not, and you're donezo, well, you're kind of made a fool, type situation is what I was getting at with that. Then he had Jace, where like he confronted his mom about having the black hair, and he wanted to be he didn't want the low brow, any of the small folk that they affectionately call in this show to have any rights to ride dragons. But I get his point, but also his mom's like, we have a needless war going on right now, and if we can get more dragon riders on dragons, we can maybe bring peace back to this. So that was nicely done scene. And then Alicent, like, I so for sure thought she was choosing to take herself out, because the way the music was, the way she was looking off into the river, and then they just showed her or the lake rather, and they showed her hair kind of floating. I was like, oh my, did she just walk out and just keep walking? And then they showed her, swimming on her back, because she even said she's not sure if she wants to even go back after what happened, because she saw, the ravage of what the small folk can do to them, and higher, that they can revolt, and they might have a good chance because you only have so many nights. And then like touched on it, but yeah, that's what I was most surprised too with trying to pick a dragon rider was all the young faces we saw. And I mean, yeah, they made a point of, the houses and, the fun houses, what has been going
houses.
on. Party houses.
Hey, like crazy mirrors.
So, yeah, exactly. So they made mention of that, but like all the young folks that like, this wasn't just a one-time thing, like everybody that possibly could have had the blood. And then our boy Hugh, coming in clutch, looking like he was going to got, but instead got his dragon because he showed his bravery, and then I think he showed his confidence that he wasn't scared. And I think that's what sometimes maybe the dragon just wants to respect you. And then we're going to have Rhaena, I think, going after the wild dragon.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be fun to see how, one, she finds it, and then two, how she's able to somehow tame it.
I mean, how much ground can she cover?
Exactly. And because when they looked at the side of the mountains, it looked like tracks running up. So I'm wondering if that's where she's running off to see if she can find the dragon. And then real quick, Aemond at the end there just getting out of there like a bat out of hell, going, oh, I'm going to take out Silverwing and take it. And then boom, like so many great shots in this episode. It's hard pressed to pick just one, from when you have Hugh with the dragon to even, Ulf laying there with the other dragon, and even on the beach scene. But I gotta say, the best shot was there at the end with Rhaenyra with the three dragons behind her, just standing tall and just like,
if
bring
you
it
were
on.
gonna make a poster,
of
House of the Dragon,
and Aemond,
that would be your poster.
And Aemond actually being scared for the first time, this season?
Yeah.
So, hell of an episode.
Outstanding.
I can't believe there's one left because, yes, I would love for the levity. Just Ulf like, I'm riding it backwards.
Well, I think we got a little bit of a levity
little bit with
him
it. So,
flying.
yeah.
That's, I think, as much as we're going to get. I might have to take Rhaenyra standing in front of Vermithor right before everybody
that was pretty good. I forgot about that one.
She went up there and said, okay, now it's his turn to choose. That was pretty badass. But look, this episode, I'm gonna agree with these guys. This was probably the best episode for me so far, visually and performance wise, plot development wise. I had mentioned, I believed it was last episode or the previous episode. Answer just has it paused on the shot I'm talking about, just right there where Vermithor is right behind. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
That is.
We had seen Hugh in previous episodes, and generally speaking, and this isn't, you don't have to be a film school major or somebody who reacts to hundreds of movies. Generally speaking, if somebody's given a little bit more screen time than somebody in their position, I guess, normally would get, you can kind of add up and do the math that at some point they're going to play a bigger role than just being one of the town folk who's hungry and wants more tasty meats. So, when they said, hey, let's find, some of the people who may have Targaryen blood, and Hugh's name came up, it was like, okay, that's your guy. I had, questions about Ulf. They gave us him early on in the season, which was interesting because they kind of had that story, and I think we even said that on some of our reactions. Like, why would they say that and just leave it?
That's a little pretty big matzo ball.
So that was interesting. And of course, look, as far as, and I don't even want to just say as far as this episode, I mean, of these seasons and in the show, the Game of Thrones universe as a whole, this is pretty huge that, because it's always, been told, oh, they got to be of the pure Targaryen blood and blah, blah, blah. And now you have the dragons who are picking their riders, which is pretty interesting. The dragons are picking the riders. Of course, we had Sea Smoke that picked Adam of Hull. We had Vermithor who picked Hugh, and then, of course, Silverwing and our guy Ulf. So kind of changes up the narrative. Now we saw Jacaerys, after Adam became Sea Smoke's dragon rider, kind of take major issue to it. Now, his dialogue with Rhaenyra was very, very interesting. This is the first time that I can recall where it's been made very clear that Jacaerys knows that his father is not who the realm claims it is. Look, and we saw in season 1 people question it.
Yeah.
So it was questioned in season 1, and now he's saying, well, when you pass, because right now there's so much back and forth on who is it Aegon, well, now Aemond, or is it Rhaenyra? Of course you have Daemon who wants the throne. And I think Jacaerys' major concern is, look, at some point if his mother passes, is everybody going to say, well, technically,
they're going to forget about
you're not
him and his brothers.
You're not the rightful heir to the throne. It's got to be somebody else because your father isn't who they say it is. And she's saying, well, if I name you as my successor, that's who it's going to be. But I think his big thing is, look, when you're he can ride a dragon, right? Jacaerys has. He's got his dragon. He's got Veramax, which I think he's also a little, hesitant at this point because, now somebody else gets to ride Vermithor, who's a larger dragon than Veramax.
Second largest.
But there's something to be said for that too. Like when you think you're very special because you have an ability or a skill or something that you think sets you apart, and then all of a sudden some random person can do it, or somebody that you think is a random person. Yeah. They kept saying, well, he's the thief. He stole the dragon. It's like, we don't steal dragons.
Yeah, the dragon doesn't let that happen.
They choose you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the language, and it's disturbing language, but look, if they're just representing how things used to be a long time ago, and not just in a fantasy world, but in real life. Of course, we heard nobles and highborns and peasants and nobles, and it's just, it gives you the ick when he calls somebody a mongrel just because of who they're born into. I mean, so that's kind of bothersome, but that was a really raw moment between Jacaerys and his mom. I think the guy who stole the show for me was Oscar Tully.
Yep.
I mean, the dragons were cool, and I shouldn't say stole the show. Look, the dragons were awesome. Hugh was awesome. I'll touch a little more on him. And I'm wondering if on the way out, like on that walk out, Oscar turns to Daemon and says, "You got to let me sell this."
Okay.
I'm curious to what you guys think, because Daemon looked like he was shocked, but not really. And maybe, Oscar says, "Look, these people don't respect me. You got to give me something here. You got to let me sell this." And I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. And of course, if you've read the books, if it details in the books as to whether that was planned or whether that was Oscar just stepping up in the moment. But anyhow, the performance by Archie Barnes there, absolutely incredible. And it's interesting because it's just, I mean, what a case of blame shifting they pulled off here. This was 100% Daemon. Right? Telling the guy, basically giving him permission to go do terrible things, Daemon 1000% suggested to do terrible things. Well, the crown can't be seen doing this, but you can do it. But Oscar brought up a good point. The guy liked doing it. He just needed the excuse, right? And the fact that Daemon was, kind of just playing like, hey, look, I just told him to whatever, and he went in and he did this. It was an interesting play. I thought it was a great piece of writing. I'm not sure if that came directly from the books or this was something that was altered for film, but an incredible piece of writing and of course an incredible performance by a young actor because he had to get the people on his side somehow, right? And Daemon basically knows, you take out this one guy, right? Then these people, it's a show of good faith.
It unites everybody.
It unites everybody. And it's a win-win because now Oscar has people looking at him being like, okay, this guy's young, but he means business. And he knows what it means to be loyal. He knows what it means to, to I don't want to say please, but to appease the people who are raising their flag for him. I mean, so that was incredible. I can't say enough about that young man's performance here and that entire scene. But again, you let me know what you guys think.
Well, and it was because he took control of that scene, which for a young actor, that's awesome.
Well, because it was such a swerve, because he was he made Daemon think he was weak early on. Oh, I can't answer. That's my grandsire who's in charge. I can't. But then when the time came, he was like,
well, that's
ready to go.
Like I said, that's why I'm wondering if there wasn't an off-screen, hey, I'm gonna, because look, I shouldn't say we've all, but we've all been in this situation.
We've all been in this situation.
I shouldn't say we've all, but sometimes, look, there's people who have been in certain situations, whether it be a boss or an employee or somebody, you got to say to somebody, hey, you got to let me give you the business.
Yep.
Because we got to make this look right, you know. Or you do something and you mess up at work, and your boss's boss says, I need this handled, and your boss says, hey, look, I gotta make this
gotta make an example.
I gotta make this look good to our boss. So you have
to take this.
You're gonna have to take this one. I shouldn't say we all, but there's people out. I've had similar conversations with my old bosses where I may or may not have put my foot in my mouth. And the big boss didn't like it, but my boss knows what's going on, says, I understand, but this has got to happen. But in any regard, I thought that scene was phenomenal. I am in agreement with Answer. I was wondering just for a second, because they showed the hair floating, and you wonder, I was waiting for them to pan down. Like I thought it was going to be the top of her hair and pan down and see her face down in the water. Did she walk out there? Because, at this point, she doesn't really want to go on.
Yeah.
I mean, she feels like her sons don't respect her.
Right.
They don't feel the need for her anymore.
Doesn't listen.
The council isn't really fighting for her anymore. Not that they have a choice, because Aemond said she's no longer needed. And she also the people don't like her anymore. I mean, the people threw fish at her and literally attacked her. Now, this is somebody who was the queen, married to Viserys, was the queen, mother of the prince, mother of the king, and the people are throwing the queen of the fishes, and she gets cast aside. So she leaves. Yep. She's going to be camping outside. I mean, it's interesting. And Answer's pulling back this scene, and it's like they kind of panned out where it could have been her. Yeah, they're showing her hair, and it very well could have been face down until right when they get to the base of her neck, and you realize that she's laying on her back. But that was a really powerful scene. She just needs to unplug and unwind and maybe
find her place.
Find her place. But you also have to imagine that.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean she needs to find her purpose.
Yes, we don't mean find her place. You need to get find her purpose, because at this point she's got to be questioning herself, right? Because she knows she questioned earlier what Viserys meant. Now she knows for sure that Viserys was telling the story of old Aegon the Conqueror, not Aegon, your son. Mm-hmm. And she knows that she made the wrong call. Now, at this point, if she stepped up and said, I made the wrong call, would it even matter?
Yeah.
Would it even matter? So that's
why that was the conversation they had.
It feels
what
like
if I did it right now? What would it change? That was when they met in the church. What, 2 episodes?
Yeah.
ago?
What would it change? And the thing is, look, I don't know if it's gonna make the cut. And this season has delivered so much, such incredible writing, and of course, I always want to go back and give credit to our author of the book, because obviously they're pulling from source material.
Mr. Martin.
Of course, I'm curious to hear what the people who read the books had said. You guys have been so awesome.
Yeah.
And not, throwing a bunch of spoilers, but helping us, with insight on certain scenes and things like that. But again, just a phenomenal episode, and I'm so excited for the finale. Not excited
for the wait.
To have to wait, because I feel like
it was 2 years last time.
I feel like I feel like the end of episode 1.
Yeah. Well, but before you jump on that, I wanted one more thing about the episode. We were all kind of surprised that Corlys didn't give Adam the all right, but because at first when I watched it, I was like, what? That's it? And then as the episode went on, I was kind of thinking about it he kind of did it under the radar, nice
well done.
That was kind of
well done.
That was kind of like the 80s,
yeah, we've been
the 80s dad,
you know,
yeah.
coerced into always thinking it's always gonna be the, you know, good job, son. You did really good. I love you so much. No, instead this is like that tough old school love of that. Where
old school dad.
Yeah. Well done.
Well
and
done.
not even from this close. From way over here.
Yeah, way over there.
And he gave him his leave. He almost cut him off. You have your leave.
Yep.
Well
what
done.
You gotta do.
He got the nod, and yeah, I was expecting some sort of, you know, he kind of came in and looked around a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is your these are your new digs.
Yep.
Check out.
You know, and so it's I thought that was pretty interesting. But what I was gonna say is, the end of season 1, and of course Mason Quinn and I did that. It didn't like. Okay, it was a setup for season 2, but it didn't feel like a major cliffhanger, did it?
It's like you kind of knew where they were headed.
Yeah, okay, a war might be coming because there's this, you know, this power grab that we're going to be looking at, but it didn't feel like this edge of your seat on, you know, pins and needles, and now that's what it feels like. Yeah. And we haven't gotten there, but I feel like, oh, what an incredible series. I just can't say enough about how exciting this has been, to be able to watch week to week and just dive into this incredible story.
It's come a long way since that first episode, huh, folks?
Yeah, long way.
It was the second one, wasn't it?
No, I thought it was the first one.
Was it
first
the first
one?
Yeah.
It was the
first one. A son for a son.
Son for a son.
Son for a son.
The right look. If you missed
redemption. How do you spell redemption?
If you missed the first one,
O-A-K.
A son for a son. I got a little worked up at the end. Had some questions about the writing. Y'all helped clear everything up. Although there was still a few questions.
Yeah, there was.
But look, this. I mean,
But they've since smoothed it out.
Yeah,
they figured it out.
Yeah,
so it's all good.
So there you go. We have 7 down, 1 to go. This has been real fun. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as we have. So for Oak of Appleton, Sir Mason Quinn, and Answer of Bad Medicine, we'll catch you on the next one, pals.